I'm Stephanie Carlson on the exhibit floor at ACE14. I'm here with Cliff Wilson with Wachs Water Services. You talk about reducing risk economically. Explain that to me.
Oh, thanks, Stephanie. It's a great question. The risk I'm talking about is the total asset management risk inside of systems, which is really made up of two things. One is, what's the probability that an asset's going to fail? What's the probability a pipe's going to fail? And then the second part is, what's the consequences? What's the damage that's going to occur when it fails? And things are going to fail out there. And really, it's how do you manage reducing the probability of failure, which is what a lot of utilities in the industry is focused on. Replacement, rehabilitation takes a lot of money, takes a lot of time. The other end of the equation is, how do you reduce the consequence of failure? And that's what we do in our team, is work together with utilities to help drive down that consequence cost of failure.
You say Wachs Water Services reduces risk. Talk about what risk that is.
Absolutely, and like we said, there's these aging assets out there, and they are failing, and they could be failing by a main break or a water quality problem, or there's not enough flow to fight a fire. And the way we look at it is, how do you control these aging systems? And you control it through your control system, which is your valves. Your valves and your hydrants, the assets that are supposed to move. So what we focus on together with utilities is the asset itself, the valve itself. Can I find the valve? Can I access the valve? And then can I operate it? And then just as importantly, do I know where that valve is? Do I have meaningful information on that valve? Is it accurate information? And can that information get to my people? So what we do is help utilities make sure their control assets, their valves, we know where they are, make sure the assets are functional, and more importantly is make sure the information on that asset is available to their teams so they can respond quickly, and whenever you have a disruption, make it have a smaller footprint and last for a shorter period of time.
We've talked a lot about the risk part. Talk a little bit more about the economical part for utilities.
Yeah, the economical part, like we were talking, it takes a long time to replace pipe. And here in the United States, we are replacing pipe. Every utility is replacing pipe, and they're doing a great job of that. But they're only doing it at maybe 1% a year, 2% a year, maybe really aggressively, slightly more than that. And that takes time. And you're starting with your most troubled areas first. And the challenge is, it takes so much time, so much money, and so much disruption to replace these assets. But what we can do in the real short term is manage that consequence of failure. Reduce the footprint of any disruption for a shorter period of time. It's less damage, it's less water spilling on the street, it's less traffic disruption, less cost. Good business.
Thank you, Cliff, so much for talking with us.
Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate it so much.